Okay, so if you just stumbled onto this video and you have no idea what the heck Inazuma 11 is, let me give you a quick rundown. Inazuma 11 is a long-running video game series that combines football and RPG elements. It first began in 2007 on the Nintendo DS, with the game being successful enough to receive huge amounts of sequels, spin-offs, along with an anime series, which is probably more famous than the games, and a manga. The series stars multiple main football-loving characters and teams as they aim to be the best in the nation, world, universe, stop an alien invasion, and save the concept of the sport from being erased. The series is very weird. Believe me, what I said isn't even the half of it, but it does add to the fun of watching and playing these characters. It's not the most popular thing in the world, but it does have its fans, including me. The most defining and popular element of the series is definitely the special techniques. These are divided into 4 categories: shoot, catch, dribble, and block, and players perform these to get the upper hand in duels. These techniques can range from shooting down lightning to leaping into space and shooting the ball through multiple purple triangles. There are hundreds of these techniques throughout this series, with many varying massively in terms of power. In fact, you could actually consider it a power skill system. But one thing I've always wondered is how strong are these techniques? Even the lower tiers of the verse can jump tens of feet into the air, move faster than eyesight, and endure powerful shots. But is it possible to accurately scale these techniques and come up with a concrete answer? Well, I made this video to tackle exactly that. So, how strong are Inazuma 11 techniques? Before I begin, an explanation is in order. Firstly, as I said before, special techniques are divided into multiple types. What moves in each type does is fairly self-explanatory, but for this video, I will focus on solely shooting moves as they are most consistent in terms of execution. And secondly, there are Keshins, fighter spirits and souls, but those are something separate. Sure, some of them do use shooter special techniques, but regular shots are what I'll be focusing on for the most part. Now that is out of the way, let's begin. As said before, there are hundreds of techniques throughout the series with varying degrees of power, but very little of them showing feats that gives us a basis of their potency. However, calculating the speed could give us the force of these shots. The calculation for force is speed times mass, and thankfully, the mass is easy to figure out as the characters seem to use regular footballs, albeit ones that can survive being kicked by a fire tornado, but regular nonetheless. Oh, and yes, footballs, not soccer balls. They call it soccer in the show, but I'm from the UK, so yeah, moving on. The weight of a football is 450 grams. Simple, but what about the speed? Unfortunately, a lot of them don't show any obvious feats of speed, but in the games, every move has a short description that describes what it does, with some such as sonic shot, stating that the user kicks the ball at the speed of sound. This is backed up by the name of the move and a presentation which shows a sonic boom being emitted. The speed of sound is 765 miles per hour or 343 meters per second, so entering this into a calculator gives us a force of 154.35 newtons, which is equivalent to just over 7 kilograms. Now, this may not sound like much, but the average speed of football is kicked at by adults is 60 miles per hour, and I'm sure anyone who has ever played football can relate being kicked in the face and knows it can hurt a lot. So just imagine a kick more than 10 times that force. In fact, the fastest kick ever recorded is Ronnie Henderson's Thunder Shot, which clocked at 131 miles per hour. So already, Inazuma 11 characters are way above anybody in real life, especially since Sonic Shot is a very weak move. But that's only one. How about we look at another one? Meteor Blade. The description for this one states that the ball is kicked at the disruptive speed of a meteor hurtling through space. The speed of a meteor entering Earth's atmosphere is about 25,000 to 160,000 miles per hour. depending on the size of the meteor. The description is vague, so let's use the lower end of 25,000, which is just over 32 times faster than the speed of sound, to get an answer. This gives us a force of 5,029.2 newtons or 512 kilograms. That is heavier than a grand piano or mini caravan. Yeah, that's definitely killing you. It is important to know that these are nowhere close to being the strongest moves. In fact, they're actually kind of weak. In the guide that was only released in Japan, Sonic Shot was rated as a D grade and Meteor Blade as a B. So just imagine how powerful a double S shot is, which is the highest level. Well, you don't have to. Let me introduce you to White Hurricane. Your eyes do not deceive you. White Hurricane is capable of creating a large, hurricane that is visible from outer space. Unfortunately, I am nowhere close to being smart enough to be able to even begin to calculate the power, but I did find this one on Versus Wiki. I have no choice but to deem this accurate, but White Hurricane was calculated at being 4.32 gigatons, enough to destroy an island. And this was done by a character who got so much stronger later on, and without the use of a fighter spirit, armed or Miximax, two things that give players a massive boost in abilities, and there are still moves that are stronger in base power. Even without special techniques, characters have performed some pretty amazing things that destroy trees, houses, and schools like nothing, and that's just in the anime. In the manga, we see Endo lift up Kabiyama, who is said to weigh 150 kilograms and endure being hit by a ball. They can literally use these footballs as weapons of mass destruction. No, even more than that. Earth 11 obliterated a black hole that was going to destroy the planet they were on, and this character called Fran? Oh boy. She can destroy universes and merge the fragments of them together. Remember, we are still talking about an anime centered around football. But hold on. This is the best part. Now get this, with her strongest shot, one that was stated to destroy all of space and time, Tenma, a guy who's not even a goalkeeper, arsed a god hand W to block it. Granted, he had help, a lot of it, but he still stopped it. Having just a fraction of the power needed to stop a universe being destroyed is just insane. I know it's an anime, so this is probably one of the most realistic things you could find in one, but I would never imagine that a character from this series could give Goku a fade. But hey, the absurdity is why I'm such a huge fan of the series. That and its amazing soundtrack.